right. This is a mistake that Americans make all the time, and they've heard it before, but they don't seem to be changing their ways. They ignore their credit scores. Why is it so foolish to ignore your credit score?
Big mistake, especially now, because these days in this environment you need the best rates, right, to get any kind of loan. Obviously, if you score high, you're going to save thousands. Score low could cost you thousands of dollars. You might not even be able to buy a house, rent an apartment, even get a job. An increasingly large proportion of employers are now looking at this number, so it's really an important one.
All right, so what's the best way to improve your credit score?
Well, pay your bills on time. Your payment history is 35% of your score, so that's a huge part of it. Pare down your debt as much as possible. Don't max out the credit cards, right? That's a big one. Ideally, you want to use less than 10% of your available credit.
Also, but isn't it also closing accounts sometimes detrimental to your score?
Yes, as is opening them. If you're opening a bunch of accounts haphazardly, it looks like you're going to go out on a big buying binge.
Wow.
You're seen as a risk to
leave
the
the country or something like that. So we all know the tax day is right around the corner, which might make some people want to leave the country. And you say that many of us are actually missing out on some big tax breaks that can make a big difference. So tell us what we need to know
Well, if you're using a tax software program, it does the work automatically for you, so you can sort of sit back and relax to some extent. But the tax code is very convoluted. It's complicated. People who are doing their taxes on their own, they're stressed out. They miss these valuable tax breaks, one of which is the earned income tax credit. That's worth up to nearly $6,000. That's designed to supplement the wages for low to middle income earners. So you don't want to leave that money on the table. And then another one that's missed is the child care credit, which is designed for working parents, and that is worth up to 35% of your child care costs. And the credit is going to reduce your taxes dollar for dollar. So you definitely don't want to leave this money on the table.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another thing, another costly mistake you say to avoid is we fail to redeem those rewards we get from like airlines and businesses.
We earn them, so we should be redeeming them, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing. You know, we earn an astounding $48 billion.
With a B.
With a B.
Wow.
In rewards and points and miles, and about 16 billion of that goes unredeemed every single year.
Wow.
So to put this into further perspective here, the average household that participates in these programs, which is probably most of you, earns about $22 a year and leaves over $200 on the table, enough to buy an airline ticket, a smartphone, a week's worth of groceries. If you've earned these points, if you've earned these miles, redeem it. Redeem them.
Is there a reason we just ignore it? Is it just
we're forgetful? I mean, that's the primary reason. It's just or lazy.
Yeah, remember, that's real money that's there for you to use.
Right, you've earned it, collect it.
Okay.
Now, finally, you say that we are likely overpaying for a lot of things in our lives because we don't do enough comparison shopping. And I know a lot of times when you find something, you're so relieved to get it, you don't want to go through the hassle, but you're saying people are just wasting money when they do that.
Yes. Now, I think for the most part, a lot of us have changed our shopping habits because of the recession. We're all very frugal right now, and a lot of us are doing the comparison shopping. But some of us still aren't, and the average family that isn't doing so could save over $1,000 a year if they just took the time to go to the websites, use the apps. We're talking about comparison shopping for everything from the big ticket items to your basic everyday items such as groceries.
I even had a thing where, you know, sometimes you can find a great price online and use that to get a better price at your local vendor if you feel uncomfortable ordering something.
A lot of these stores have the price match policies. They'd be happy to do so. Yep.
But can you comparison shop for groceries online?
You can comparison shop for everything online. There's an app for everything, Julie.
Yeah, you don't normally associate groceries.
Right, you associate the comparison shopping with the big ticket items, the furniture, the cars,
electronics.
Very big on electronics. We saw that a lot over the holidays. But yes, even the everyday items and even basic services such as car repair service, home improvement services. You can do all of this stuff online, and again with the apps. So
take a moment.
What about automobiles?
That too.
Comparison shop.
That too.
I like that.
And I know you can literally go into the dealer and say, I found this great price online. Can you match it? And a lot of times they will.
If you walk in with evidence that you found it cheaper elsewhere.
I wrote it on a piece of paper.
Maybe a little bit more legit than that.